Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first of two live broadcasts. And, our boot camp for February starts in 2 days. And our February boot camp is going to be, frankly, different than just about all of our previous boot camps. We announced in November that we were going to be changing formats and moving to a new platform. Now, as a result, our original platform that we've been using for maybe 8 or 9 years, you went to our website, you logged in, and you went to our January or February boot camp. And we have listed in the old format our February boot camp. 4 sessions: create, connect, communicate, and close. And you had access to the January boot camp. However, and of course, you have the profile guide, the scripts book. This is the old format. And my friends, this is the format for those of you that are in boot camp that you need to be accessing. What happened, unfortunately, was we have a new format. And it's in a different place. And when you log in here, you had the January boot camp, you had the February boot camp. And for the people that registered for the February boot camp, they didn't post the videos over here. So we have identified the issue. Everybody that's in boot camp their accounts should provide you with access to our old format while we're loading up the recordings for the new format. So if any of you that are registered for boot camp are still not able to access the information, please write to support@maxsteingart.com, and we'll make sure you get the correct information, okay? Now, LinkedIn has made a lot of new changes. Some of them you need to turn on. Now, LinkedIn has rolled out major restrictions on all free accounts. You used to be able to do 300 profile searches each month and send connection requests to prospects. That changed at the end of last October. The primary reason they did that is because they have been flooded with, frankly, millions of bogus profiles. People just joining LinkedIn for free and blasting out connection requests and messages to paying members. So all free account users, starting in November, could only send out 10 connection requests a month. And they reduced the size of the message from 300 characters to 200 characters. What they wanted to do was they wanted to force everybody that was serious about their business to start paying for it. Now, we came up with some alternatives for that. We introduced it in the December boot camp. And then we saw that LinkedIn opened things up a little bit and increase it from 10 connection requests a month to 30. But that still dramatically eliminates the effectiveness. LinkedIn celebration feature, however, is going to make it easier to follow up with prospects. And for some of my students, they went back to their profile and they can't find it. They've taken it away. But even though they've taken the link to take it away, it's still there. Celebrations will enable you to see who was celebrating a job change, who was celebrating a birthday, who was celebrating a work anniversary. And so we introduced some tactics that will enable you to change a job, create a work anniversary. And when you do that, LinkedIn automatically sends out notices to everybody that you're connected to. Now you can reconnect with and follow up with your best prospects with celebrations. You can connect with the best new prospects. You can save time, increase your closing rates, and reduce rejection, and build a bigger team faster. But it all begins with a profile. All starts. When you look at the birthdays, you can see when someone's having a birthday and how long you've been connected to them. Now, last Friday, I got this from Matthew. Just got a new sign up last week when my birthday notification went out, which I had changed for your advice. One of my connections wished me well. I picked up our previous conversation from a year ago, asked him if he wanted to see my offer, and wham, done. So you all are connected to people that frankly are still prospects. Now, when I was working with Matthew last year, he was retiring from the DEA, 26 years in law enforcement, which gave him a lot of credibility. Went through the process with him, showed him how to search, gave him the scripts, but he was in such a hurry to tell people about his business that he was pushing it too quickly. Hey, it's nice to connect with you. Would you like to know about an opportunity? And he was like a shark in the water. As soon as he saw that open to work frame, he went for the kill. So to get his attention and hopefully to get your attention, I reminded him that when you go to arrest somebody, if you don't read them their Miranda rights, they let them go. You have to read them the Miranda rights. We pulled it off the internet. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questions, if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. And we had a good laugh about it. And I said, Matthew, do not transition your conversations to talking about your business before you've used the transition lines that I provided you with. He agreed. And about 3 days later, I got this. I signed up 5 people in the last 3 days. It's working. Folks, I am handing you all a roadmap, the keys to prosperity in network marketing. I got this from Quintina. Oh my God. Yesterday, I signed up 3 more people into my Melaleuca business. That makes 4 people since I started last week after trying other companies. This is the first time I know that I can go to the top in my business. Thank you. I don't show you these to try to impress you. I show you these to impress upon you what can happen to you. I'm handing you the keys. Will Zanders, one of the top earners in his company. It's exactly like you said it would be. Since last week, I made 2 appointments that generated dozens of easy conversations by following your scripts word for word, and I've generated a dozen sales. Where have you been all my life? When we started working together, he was number 6. In his company, the last time I heard from him, he was number 2. So all of you, with just a profile, can start conversations. And that's what it's all about. Put yourself out there. Now I'm going to jump over here. And let's look first at some profiles. All right. So Anthony, social networking law number 1. What you see on a person's profile is what they want to talk about. What you see is what you get. What people see on your profile broadcasts to everybody what you want to talk about. So right now you got 346 connections. And what that says to me, considering how long you've been trying to do this, is you're not putting in a lot of time, number 1. More important than that, your settings are off, so people can see your followers. When somebody wants to, if somebody wanted to make a connection with you, you're making it harder. There's a follow button instead of a connect button. And probably the worst thing that you're doing is you're telling everybody what you do. CRA Simple Biz Program. So when you're reaching out to people to make a connection, when you go over here and look for people looking for an opportunity, and on LinkedIn, you have 1.4 million people that are looking for an opportunity. But what do you think is going to happen when you reach out to people who are looking for an opportunity that would be classic, perfect prospects for your business, and you're reaching out to them. Now, see our and the person on the other end that is looking at that is saying, oh my God, another one of those pyramid pushers. Let me scroll down a little bit. Okay, it's got somebody. Let's look at Tim Henderson. So, Tim, do you see yourself on here?
I do.
Which one are you? The first one?
First one.
Okay. And now you see, I'm looking at your profile and I've got a connect button, not a follow button. So let's bring this up. Okay. Now you were in the Navy and Anthony was in the Marines. And there's a very, very simple strategy, just working off of your experience. Go up here to LinkedIn. U.S. Navy. So on LinkedIn, there are 672,000 people in the Navy. And an easy group of people for you to connect with
Right.
would be a Navy vet, you got 34,000. You got somebody in the Navy that's retired,
Yeah.
43,000. The hottest search would be U.S. Navy transitioning. They're in the Navy, they're getting out. You got 15,000 people. All right. Now, people in social networks connect with people that share their same experience, share their same interests. Now, we could go back up here, we could do the same thing. U.S. Marines. And we click for people, 229,000 Marines. Come back up here. Veteran, whoops. 30,000. Retired, 11,000. Transitioning, 5,200. Now, when Anthony goes out and he tries to connect with these people, first thing they're going to do, if they wanted to accept this connection, right on his profile, he's telling everybody what he does. All they have to do is click one button, and that flat out shows everybody what he's selling, in which case he's not going to have very good results. Now let's come back over here and look at you. So what are you trying to now say I'm looking here, you've got a follow button. And you don't want a follow button. You want a connect button. And of course, the same thing. I can see who your I can see the number of followers you have. If your settings are set up correctly, that shouldn't be the case. Now, LinkedIn has added a new feature. Okay, because because adding that follow button dramatically slows down the process. So what they've done, and this is relatively new, connect if you know each other. Well, we have a lot of mutual friends. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hit the connect button. And under normal circumstances, I could send a note with 300 characters. I'm just going to reach out to connect now. So what are you trying to sell? Are you selling a coaching program? What do you want LinkedIn to do? What's the purpose?
Yes, coaching. It's actually an opportunity as well to sell the coaching. So it is a direct sales.
Oh, okay. So are you selling your coaching program or are you selling somebody else's? In other words, you've got Bob Proctor has people out there selling his program. John Maxwell has people selling their program. So
I've got this set up to go to a traditional MLM type. That life coaching is the core product for the membership.
Interesting. What's the name of the company?
Great Life Worldwide.
So if I go over here to Great Life Worldwide.
Correct.
So let me put in the, okay, here, wait a minute.
There it is. That's it.
Okay. Okay, so you've got nutritional products.
Right.
Okay, and what is the cost to get in the business?
$49 one-time membership, $20 a month after that.
Okay. But now what if I want to be a coach? $49 is all it's gonna cost me?
That's for coaching. It doesn't have a certification program to make you a coach.
Okay. 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 Tim, how did you hear about me?
I followed you for a while, probably 20 years with your motivational emails.
Gotcha. Gotcha. By the way, we are in the we're making some changes too, and we've had to restructure our entire mailing system. So the motivational messages have been um, stopped for about 2 weeks. We expect to get them up and going again in hopefully before the end of the month. Everything.
Now, I am a certified life coach, and I will back in that on my website. I'm branding myself. I bought the domain $20 life coach to try and get people to come in cheap. And if they want to do coaching, I can do that. I am certified. So it's
Okay.
kind
And
of a dual
what
purpose.
I got you. What are you selling your coaching program for?
$600 for 3 months.
Okay. Um, do you have an upsell to more coaching?
It's always open to, I've got it worked out in the paper bell is the service I use for my scheduling and all, and they can always add on months.
Okay. All right. So looking at your, okay, so you're in the Navy and you're personal trainer, fitness,
Right. Right.
which would naturally open you up to connect with other personal trainers and other fitness people. The way you would search for them, personal trainers, and their variations. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Right.
677,000 personal trainers. But we could come over here and we say, show me all the personal trainers
Froze up.